Someone is waiting for you to blow. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder. For my chosen ones in the back. Listen, family. Someone is waiting for you to blow. I need somebody to drop in the comments and say, when I blow, you won't know. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say, when I blow, you won't know. Now, technically, y'all, they're going to find out at some point, right? They're going to find out. But it's not going to be no traditionally finding out, no close friend or family member way of finding out. They're going to hear about it on the news, through a magazine, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, social media overall. They're going to hear about it or see about it in some type of media outlet. But what's not going to happen is they're going to get some personalized email about how you want them to meet you down at the mansion. Yeah, no, that's not how it's going to happen. They're not going to get some type of close friend or family call. Hey, y'all, you know I done made it, right? I know y'all wasn't with me when I was shooting in the gym. That's all good. But, hey, come meet me down at the mansion, and I got $10,000 for you in the bank. No, that ain't what we doing, right? Somebody drop that down below in the comments. That ain't what we doing. Okay, it's not going to be some type of personalized text. No, y'all, because once again, they were not in the gym with you perfecting those 3-point shots. All right, which means if you are an artist, if they wasn't with you in the studio or pitching in on ideas or giving you some type of push or motivation, then why should they see some type of result or outcome from the fruits of your labor? If you are an author, you've been writing books, they tried to pull you out to go to the club. They tried to get you unfocused. They tried to show you things on social media to take your mind off of what you were doing, right? However, now, and also too, they ain't even help you sell a book. They ain't even promote. They didn't even give any type of support, right? But once again, y'all, here they are. They want to see some of your proceeds off of your book sales, right? You done got that book deal. Whatever the case is, y'all, this is what I'm talking about. The point is, people want to have a handout without placing a hand in. Let me say it once again, y'all. People want to have a handout, or they want you to give them a handout without placing their hand in. Placing their hand in the business. Placing their hand in the music, in the creativity, in the innovations. Placing their hand in motivating you to keep pushing and going. However, they got their hand out. Hey, can I get 5,000? Can I get 500? Can I get 10,000? Whatever they want, it does not come from a great cause, which means they want a lot for little. Yeah, just because you they cousin, just because you they mama, just because you they brother. They have this entitlement issue. Somebody drop in the comments and say, I don't owe you nothing. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say, I don't owe you nothing. And let me say this, y'all. If you do have the family or if you do have friends, because I understand that everybody don't go through this, right? Chosen or not. But if you do have family and friends and you're not going through this, right? I understand that. And that's great. Cherish that. But for the majority of people in this world, y'all, when they have been chosen to do something great, break generational curses, be the person to bring wealth and riches and success to the family, right? Celebrity status or whatever the case is, whenever they're being used for a greater cause, most time it's going to create that envy. It's going to create a bunch of leeches. It's going to attract a bunch of leeches, rather. It's going to bring a lot of people around who want to take from you, discredit you, discourage you, and the list goes on. So understand that. But yeah, family, they're waiting on you to blow up, all right? Now, I'm going to break it down, y'all, as to all the signs you're going to see when they are waiting for you to blow up. Understand that, all right? Now, family, as y'all can see, we are right here in front of the legendary Great Couch. Anytime I'm in front of the legendary Great Couch, something legendary going to be said. And that's just how they go, y'all. Drop in the comments and say legendary. But I'm sending nothing but love, peace, and prosperity to the family. I appreciate y'all tuning in, all right? I hope y'all are having a marvelous day because your boy having a delightful day. And that's just how they go, y'all. We're going to keep it pushing, all right? No long intro today, y'all, unless it's already too late. But oh well. Let's get right into it. Leave a thumbs up on the video as well as subscribe to the channel. Yes, sir. Not only that, y'all, but y'all be sure to ring my bell so you can be notified after every single video I post. The first sign of how you know a person is waiting on you to blow up, all right, it's because, number one, they are distant but in touch, all right? They are distant but in touch. Let's break down what it means before we get into distant but in touch, but what it means for a person to wait on you to blow up. They are waiting for you to blow up because they want to do just enough so you don't forget about them in case you pop. However, they're going to keep their distance, right? Because in their mind, they don't feel that they can benefit from you full on out yet. In other words, you don't make enough money to pay their bills. You don't have enough pull or power to get them in certain doors. You can't do anything for them yet. You ever heard the person say that? You can't do nothing for me, right? One of the most selfish statements in the world. In fact, Jesus did nothing but help people who couldn't do anything for him, right? Lazarus couldn't bring him back. The blind man couldn't heal Jesus' sight. And so the list goes on. But the point is, y'all, is that they feel as if you can't do anything for them. So when you get to a place of being distant but in touch, yes, you're going to get phone calls. Not often, but you may get one once a month. You may get one once every 3 months. Hey, you may get one twice a year. That's 12 months. They ain't really stun you like that. I'm just being honest. Do people be busy? Yes. Do people have kids? Yes. Do people have things going on in life, y'all? They have people, us in general, right? We have so much more to do, right, than to just sit around and think about people. However, y'all, it only takes 1 minute out of your day to pick up the phone and say, hey, how you doing? Whether that's via text or whether that's via, phone call, right? However, y'all, when they are distant, they're doing this on purpose. What I'm telling you is, it's no mistake as to why you haven't heard from your uncle, your auntie, your mama, your daddy, your cousin, your sister, your brother, your best friend, your fraternity brother, right? For a whole year. It's not by coincidence, or it's not by because they're just so busy. The president of the United States have free time. It may not be a lot, but he got free time. And so the point is, y'all, when a person is distant but in touch, they're doing just enough to stay connected to you, but they are far away because they don't feel that they can get anything from you. Make sense of what I'm saying, y'all? Drop in the comments and let me know. Somebody drop in the comments and also say, I see what you're doing. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say, I see what you're doing. Number 2, it's going to be this right here, y'all. They only support big accomplishments. They only support big accomplishments. So a lot of people who are in college may see this, and y'all know my stance on college because I went to college, right? I'm not saying that it's not good, right? Because there are benefits and perks to going to college, but there's a lot of billionaires who didn't even go to school. So let that sink in, right? However, college is what it is, and it has this stigma to it that whenever you join college or after you graduate, you're going to be a force to be reckoned with, right? You're going to make more money. You're going to have more success. You're going to just be the it person, male or female. So people who are in college, they typically tend to be a broke student, right? A broke college student. This is notorious. And so other people know that. They know they can't get no money from a college student. They know a college student can't pay their bills. This may also go for a person who, is an upcoming artist, an upcoming author, an upcoming social media influencer, an upcoming anything, right? This is what you're going to go through when you are upcoming. Well, the point is, y'all, they know you have a future. They know that you're doing something great. They know that it's going to be a great payout. They already know this. That's why they're distant but in touch. But you got to keep in mind, you may have a song to do well. You may have a book that may sold, 20 copies. Guess what? That's still success, but it's not big success in their eyes. Y'all follow me? See, whenever you have big gains, it means that you can give big, right? Big accomplishments, big gains, and give big. which means they give out they big or they sit out their big hand. Make sense, y'all? Drop in the comments and let me know. So when you got that promotion on the job, guess what? They really weren't happy because you still on the job, or you're not owning the job, or you're not the highest manager on the job to where you're making more and more money. See, when you get a promotion, yeah, it come with a raise, but it's not like you're going to get a $10, $15 to $100 raise. You probably got paid 75 cents more, or maybe $2 more, at max $5 more, at max. And that's if I'm talking about you done been on that job for 30 years. You got a 401k with them. You got a pension. You doing pretty well already, right? But typically when you're going up on a job as a promotion, they don't see that as a big accomplishment. If you have one song to do decent, people know it, they don't see that as a big accomplishment. They looking, hey, did you make it to the billboard? No billboard yet? Okay, cool. I can't support you right now. Hey, did you become a best-selling author? No best-selling author? You ain't go to the Oprah show? You ain't do Tamron? You ain't do any other show? No, I can't support you right now. Big accomplishments means big gains, and if you gain big, you can give big. Follow what I'm saying, y'all? So this is why they only support big accomplishments on your social media page. This is why they only support things when you're doing the unthinkable, right? It's almost like you got to be standing next to Jay-Z for a person to say, ooh, you doing good in life. You got to be standing next to Denzel Washington or standing next to ex-President Obama, for them to see that you're grinding and you're getting to it. Other than that, they'll catch you when you get the big accomplishment. Make sense of what I'm saying, y'all? Drop in the comments and let me know. Number 3, it's going to be this right here, y'all. Big watchers and small engagement. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder. For my chosen ones in the back. Listen, family, they are big watchers, but small engagement, okay? Or they give small engagement. What that means is, y'all, they pay attention, but they refuse to pay with intention. Let me say that once again, y'all, right? We're talking heavy on this one, y'all. We're cooking up with hot grease, all right? They rather pay attention and observe all that you do rather than to pay with intention. And the saddest reality of it all is that support is free. It don't cost to leave a like on a post. It don't cost to comment. It don't cost to share. It don't cost to, help out, to be present, to show up and put your hand in, right? It don't cost to do any of those things. However, y'all, they rather just sit back and watch and see what you're going to do. They just rather sit back and watch to see who you're going to be connected to. They just going to sit back and watch, right? Y'all know my song, Three Wheel Motion. I talk about it all the time. But the Three Wheel Motion song did really good. It did good in South Georgia and North Florida, right? And so what happened was this song woke a lot of people up. But once they seen that, I didn't get signed, once they seen that, I didn't get no major cosign, I didn't have a lot of people behind me, I just had the support of the fans, the support of those from my hometown and people who was in surrounding counties and, cities, right? So once they seen that nobody got behind me really with my music, they became the biggest watchers. So it was almost like I was on high risk. What you call those people who are in prison and they got to be in maximum security because they high risk. They may be high risk suicidal, high risk to kill somebody, high risk because they're dangerous, right? I became very high risk. So they would watch, all that I did. They would pay attention to my stories. They would watch every single thing. They would watch my videos, my reels, but they wasn't supporting no more. They became big watchers and small engagers. They wasn't really engaging with me. They was waiting for if I post a picture with a celebrity, or if I post a picture with this person, or if I post a picture doing this. I'm traveling. They got to see something big, right? So they become big watchers and small engagers, right? Number 4, y'all, they're only happy when they could benefit. They are only happy when they can benefit. Family, everybody is not your street team. Everybody is not meant to hit the pavement with you. Everybody is not meant to survive all the way until y'all can thrive together. Everybody is not meant to move, as a unit with you, because they're going to be the weakest link. And guess what, y'all? You are just as strong as your weakest link. Rena, what are you saying right now? These people who you have around you right now, they're only happy whenever you are able to give them something. Y'all, when it comes to the celebrities you see today, they had to have a street team like your LeBron James, your Kevin Hart's. Yeah, they wasn't able to pay their team until they got to where they almost are now, or at least to where they got to a point of being in a place of financial stability, right? I'm not just talking about financially stable just for them. I'm talking about financially stable for the business, which means they can pay out their employees. They can afford to pay out, those who do their due diligence for the team. Sometimes, y'all, you got to put that work in and see the payout later. But I promise you, y'all, the payment will be greater. I promise you. Everybody is not willing to do that. So you have to sometimes keep a person's palm greased. And when you're keeping their palms greased, then now that's taken away from the business. You don't got time to be paying people because they just don't see the vision, or they can't, have your back until you go up. I'm not saying that a person just must sit around you and not, get paid by their own job, or they're a fake friend because they can't make it to this appointment or make it to this show or make it to this shoot. I'm not saying that, y'all. What I am saying is support is free. Okay. And so sometimes you may not be getting paid, but if this really your man, if this really your woman, your girl, if this really somebody who you rock with, right, and you're going to want a payout later, or you would appreciate a payout later, right, you can at least help them for free. It's not too many people who are going to become successful that's not going to have money at a certain amount at a certain time. Everybody don't start out with money. Everybody don't start out with success and status, which means it's going to be some free workers. Yeah. But guess what? When a person's heart is great, once they get to that position, then they can pay you. And like I said, y'all, it's not even about you just sitting around. It's just about you showing the effort and actually supporting a person. So when you put this in perspective, y'all, people are only happy whenever they can benefit from you. When they can get a slice of pizza, when they can have $100-200 to do something that you're not even getting paid for. And they supposed to be your street team, your man, your brother, your sister, your best friend. And they talking about, hey, you going to pay me so I can show up to that show? You going to pay me? You going to pay for my time? You know what? You wasting my time, because you supposed to see the vision. Somebody drop that down below in the comments. See the vision. All right. Number 5, y'all, without beating a dead horse, they need an audience to support you. They need an audience to support you. Y'all, I love the Warren G and Snoop Dogg story, because Snoop Dogg didn't know he was as dope as he was, right? Before Snoop Dogg became Snoop Dogg, he was Snoopy. And Warren G was his best friend. Snoop Dogg didn't know Dr. Dre, right? Snoop Dogg was introduced to Dr. Dre through Warren G, because that was his stepbrother. Yeah. Now y'all follow me. Snoop Dogg threw away all his raps. He was like, nah, man, I don't really think this for me, man. Like, I don't get it, bro. Warren G went into the trash can and got all Snoop Dogg raps and said, you tripping. You Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg didn't have a manager. He didn't have Dr. Dre. He didn't have Death Row. He didn't have nobody around him, right? It was just him. The point is, y'all, a true friend, a true family member, a true person gonna see your potential. They gonna see how smart you are. They gonna see how wise you are. They gonna see how talented you are. They gonna see your gifts. And it don't take a crowd for them to visualize it. Make sense of what I'm saying, y'all? Drop in the comments and let me know. So if a person need an audience to support you, if a person need 1,000 likes before they give you their 1 like, if a person need you to be in front of a crowd of people, before they can say, you know what, I get it now. No, they should be able to see it in you before anybody else do. And a lot of times, y'all, they need to be able to see it in you before you even do. Especially if you're not there yet mentally. But the point is, y'all, is that this is how you know they are waiting for you to blow up. Once again, y'all, number one, they're distant but in touch. Okay, number two, they only support big accomplishments. Number three, they are big watchers and small engagers. Okay, they big watch and give small engagement, however you want to slice it. Number four, they're only happy when they can benefit, right? Money, food, some type of free anything, right? They're only happy whenever they can benefit. And number five, y'all, they need an audience to support you. Point blank period, y'all. But y'all already know how we do. As we conclude this video, y'all make sure y'all go over to the Rich Mentality Academy, join the membership, and go meet your tribe. Secondly, y'all be sure to get one of those books. Y'all be sure to get a Yes Sir t-shirt. And of course, be sure to book a one-on-one session with your boy. I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. Keep a rich mentality. Peace.